Howdy doody, campers. Welcome to our Camp Rock review here on Held Captive Media. You may know me as the guy who just did a really cool interview on his personal channel, youtube.com/Logan Tyler. You guys should check that out. Or you may not know me at all. But on this channel, I have my boy Zane, my sweet, lovely Franny, and we review movies. And this time we're here to rock on, and we're reviewing Camp Rock. So Camp Rock is the 73rd DCOM. For those who are not, well-versed in cringe, that means Disney Channel original movie, baby. It was created in 2008 and directed by Matthew Diamond. The goal of Camp Rock's origin played out much more like a product, basically being pushed into production for two reasons. One, to capitalize on the popularity of the pop music trio, the Jonas Brothers, and two, to try to recreate the massive success of the High School Musical franchise. The film is also credited for turning Demi Lovato into a megastar. But will we find this movie mega sucks, or does it stand the test of time?
It stands a fucking test of time.
Okay, well, no one asked you yet, so let me start, all right? Camp Rock, okay. What are my thoughts on Camp Rock? I mean, it's not like good. Like I'm not even trying to play. Like I've seen good Disney Channel movies, I guess you could say, DCOMs. I've seen some that are like totally passable and interesting, like Luck of the Irish and shit. Like it's not good, but it's an okay movie for kids. This is like the weirdest, most fucked up. Like Joe is like really not understanding of other dancers, and we'll get to that eventually. But I'm just saying, the movie is so corny and weird at times, but it does make it really fucking fun to watch. So I'm just gonna start with Franny, who wants to defend this movie. What are you thinking of Camp Rock in the non-spoiler section? We'll get into spoilers here in a second.
Camp Rock, like I was the exact age demographic for this movie. I was like 10, 11 when it came out. I loved it. I loved High School Musical, so I was really excited for this one. I loved Demi Lovato. She was like definitely like iconic for me from Disney. I really liked her bangs because I also had bangs.
Those bangs are like, they're so hard set there too. Like they're really,
for sure.
they're like,
mine were really aggressive bangs.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if they were this aggressive though.
We don't need to talk about it. But no, I was super excited for this movie. I remember when the second movie came out, like me and my friend like threw a party for it. Like that's how into this I was back in the day. Like I definitely had like a Camp Rock shirt.
That's a lot.
I wish I still had it.
Oh
somewhere.
my God, I wish you still had it too. I would die to see you in a Camp Rock shirt.
I was also a big kid, so that shirt would probably still fit me.
Jesus Christ!
I loved this movie.
Because we roll on.
Shut the fuck up. Every song from this movie is bop.
Every song.
Every song.
We're going to address that later.
I love the new Sharpay that this movie has.
Bro.
Oh, you're talking about Old Chicken Wing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tess Tyler.
I'll shit on Tess.
Daughter of TJ Tyler.
Yeah.
Pop sensation.
You know what? She brought shame to the name. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on a number
this was
score.
Your first time seeing it, Zane?
Well, first, what's your number score? Like, let's just.
Oh yeah, we're doing that part.
Yeah, We'll get into more of the bigger stuff here in a second. I just want to get initial thoughts.
Like an 8.
Like an 8.
8 out of what? 100 or?
8 out of 10. This movie's great. The rewatchability is amazing. The plot dense.
Dense.
Yeah, it's so like that scene where Joe Jonas does his own backup vocals. That's really that's interesting.
Oh my
where
God,
she
that
walks
scene.
to the dock to get yelled at, to be like whatever, and then walks away.
Great movie.
Dude, he's literally singing. Well, we'll get into this more, but there's a scene where he's singing to Demi Lovato's character, and he's singing, but there's more than one Joe Jonas voice. So like, is he like puppeteering the second voice in that scene? Like, would it really? Like, he's a very talented singer. Why didn't they just have him really sing it? They could have done a non-studio version of it and just had him sing it. But anyway, Zane,
I don't want to get into too many spoilers.
Yeah, Zane, what's your thoughts on fucking Camp Suck?
Okay, so before I can get into that,
and I like Joe Jonas, by the way. I'm a DNCE fan, so this is not me just shitting on it for no reason.
So there we go.
Oh Christ!
Yeah. Boom. What's up? Wait.
Got to do it again.
Yeah. Got to go the other way.
Because we rock. We rock on.
We rock. Yeah. That's so. Yeah, that's what it is.
Zane just started the party over here.
So, this was my first watch of Camp Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed it.
I know it's so good, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and spoil something. She goes to Camp Rock. But
How
I love
dare
the way that they show that she goes to school after hearing like, you can't go to Camp Rock. And then in the next scene, she shows up at the house and her dad's there and he goes, can I tell her? And it's like, louder is not acting, my dude. It's okay. Like, it was just like every bit of delivery, every bit of, dare I say, plot was just absolutely unfollowable.
And you are right about one
How
thing. With
dare
Disney
you.
projects, they slowly elevate in volume.
Yeah.
Throughout the scene, it's like, well, I don't fucking know about that. Like, as they go back and forth, each person gets louder and louder. I call it the Raven Simone effect.
Well, there was like one scene where a character is supposed to be like really sad and like they're like, oh, like that was really fucked up, that thing that you did. And she just goes like, I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, I
and
know.
it's like, why are you yelling? You're supposed to be sad. Sad people don't yell.
Or
I mean, they can, but like, it just feels very strange.
And it's like there's one scene where a character's supposed to be annoyed and he gets snuck up on by one of the characters. And he just goes, can a guy get some fucking crazy coin around here? And it's so loud and uncomfortable. And you're like, whoa, like you actually feel it in your chest.
Like if a person I barely knew screamed at me like that.
Yeah, and and by the way, it's a camp, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
You're out on a lake. What, you own the lake?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, I would be like,
You're
I'm
a
out here enjoying my
monster.
fucking life. Like, I would
You're
scream
a
right back
monster.
at him.
So I don't wanna-
You're gonna get attention.
I don't want to get into any more spoilers on that. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give it a solid 2 because I did find myself bopping to a couple of the song. I was
The
like,
songs are good.
I'm like, that's a little catchy. I'm not mad at it.
I'm giving camp.
This is-
and I'm far enough removed
This is me.
that like I'm not going to sit here and try to be like, oh no, I didn't like any of the songs. Like, no, a couple of them were fairly catchy.
They're
and I was
earworms,
like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, no, I can't. Like literally at one point, Lacey was like, are you nodding your head? And I was like,
That's awesome.
I'm like, yeah, like that song went
You're like,
really
this
hard.
is exactly who I'm supposed to be now.
The plot, the fucking dialogue, the screenwriting, everything, any of the like the way that they shot half of the scenes, I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
So-
it felt like being one of these characters where I just wanted to be like, what?
Yeah, just screaming the whole
just
time.
for no fucking reason. But yeah, no. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it a 2 specifically because some of the music made me nod my head.
So for
It
me,
deserves so much better.
it's a 3, but it could have been a 4. But they kept Kevin Jonas's scenes in, and I just think like he's so fucking dumb in the movie that it's like actually hard to watch him on screen. Like it's not even his fault; it is the writing. Like
They were trying to make him Ringo.
Yeah, they were trying to make him just like a stupid, bumbling fucking oaf, and it's like, unless you're genuinely that, which I doubt he is, based on the fact that he's alive and still breathing. Like I don't think he's actually as dumb as his character. It just came off fucking terrible. So it gets like a 3 out of 10 for me.
Also, it could have been a 3 out of 10, but they didn't include Frankie. So fuck that.
yes, they did.
Down to
He
2.
was a dancer in
Was
one of the
he?
scenes.
Yeah,
or
I'm about to
something.
say,
Yeah.
I'm a
Frankie
huge,
is
I'm a
certainly
huge
in this
Frankie
movie.
Jonas fan. Let me tell you why. Do you know the story about Frankie Jonas before we
Has
even
he
get into
done
spoilers?
anything?
Fuck yeah, he did. He went and he had a bunch of what was it? He had a bunch of like celebrities at a party take pictures with, what was it, like a Scientology necklace or some shit to
Yeah.
like meme on them.
Yeah.
He made a bunch of like hardcore celebrity influencers wear this really offensive necklace and they're all like posing with it. And he posted the photo set and he said, fuck Hollywood.
I fucking love
Yeah,
that. That's metal as shit.
Frankie's a fan of the pod, dude. I mean, he's a friend anyway, and you could be a
Yeah.
fan. So, like, Frankie, if you're out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's metal as fuck.
And
I love
Ponyo
that
wasn't
so
bad,
much.
dude. So, like, don't let people say that
fuck
shit
yeah.
about you.
I forgot that he did he did a lot of VO work, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, decent amount, yeah. Okay, anyway, yeah, so 3 out of 10. There's a lot of issues plot-wise. There's a lot of songs that exist in the movie that you're like, please take it out. But we'll get into those in a second. So, we'll literally be right back with more Camp Rock.
Does it hurt in your mouth?
Yeah. Guys, we have the music in our soul, and we are never letting go. Oh, no. And I guess we're back with more Camp Rock.
Hell yeah, we're back with more Camp Rock. You know how badly I wanted to go to Camp Rock?
Can I say my favorite part of this movie?
You know what? That could be a good thing. Go ahead.
So my favorite part of this movie, me and producer Lacey sitting on the couch watching the movie, and in the end where they're like, Margaret, whatever her name was,
Peggy and Margaret. It's short for.
Well, yeah, no, that's she. Like after she was like, "Who's that?" And they're like, she's like, "I'm Margaret," and she's like, "Peggy." And Lacey's like, why do they call her Peggy if her name's Margaret? And I'm like, oh, that's short for, like, Peggy short for Margaret. And watching Lacey's brain break was my favorite part of the movie.
See, Lacey must have never seen Batman and Robin, because there's an entire scene they dedicate to explaining to you that you know that Peggy is short for Margaret. And the whole audience is like, who cares? Show me Batman fighting. But they don't do that, so. Anyway, Lacey, what was up?
I have not seen that.
You haven't seen Batman and Robin? Let's keep it that way. I'm dead serious. You don't want to.
Yeah, no.
It's not fun.
What did you think of this movie?
Oh, I love this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We have a 50-50 split. This is good.
No, I grew up on it as a kid, so that's where my love for it comes from, the nostalgia factor.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just liked it when I was younger. I think I had like a folder and notebook for school.
Nice. I totally did too. It was the shit.
You just wanted to play your music all night long.
Jonas Brothers. That's why I think I really liked it. I really liked the Jonas Brothers.
They were so hot, and Joe was so hot.
They were.
I just wanted to see him in this movie. I was so excited for it.
That was a perfect idea to build the movie around that super group and everything like that. You can say what you want about the Jonas Brothers, but they were the cultural zeitgeist for like 12-year-old to 10-year-old girls.
Oh, absolutely. I was in middle school at the time. Like that was the thing.
I used to get like the teen magazines, and like they would be like the poster inside of them.
I had those.
And I had them all over my wall and stuff like that.
I love that for you.
I remember I was working in a church. This is a very strange story, but it's true. I was working in a like church store, and the only album they let us play other than like sacred music was the first Jonas Brothers album. And so, like, you know, when you're listening to like On My Knees at Your Feet like all fucking day, like, no offense to those who praise the Lord, no hate, I'm not trying to shit on you, I'm just saying
in the year 3000.
Yes, that fucking song, the year 3000,
it was a bop. It was a bop.
Multi-platinum.
I remember when they used to play music on the Disney Channel, and they would play that music video all the fucking time.
We're the kids of the future. They just took the same song.
Kids of America.
Yeah, it's the same song, but they changed the word.
Was that Jimmy Neutron that they added that song into?
No, they did it for Meet the fucking Robinsons. A movie that no one has seen.
Such a great fucking movie. Such a great fucking movie.
I watched it as a kid.
Sorry.
It was good.
I guess people have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like Meet the Robinsons?
No.
Okay, this isn't the Meet the Robinsons review, but that's really fucked up to know about you.
Well, whatever. I guess that.
Did you watch it as a child?
I did, yeah.
And you didn't like it as a child?
Listen, I was watching like aggressive French cinema as a child.
I was way too cool to like Meet the Robin.
I think I genuinely think that maybe that's what it was, and I just thought like it was beneath me, and maybe I didn't give it an honest try. But when I watched it, I was like, this movie fucking blows.
That movie fucking slapped, and so did everything the Jonas Brothers were involved in. I would have
everything.
I would have watched them do anything.
But speaking of crushes, I remember as far as like all the Disney Channel originals go, I always had like it's every time I tell people this,
I always loved Zac Efron. Is that where you're going?
Mean, yeah,
I guess that dude.
But no, everybody's always like, "What?" Allison Stoner. That was like always like that. Every time she showed up in one of those Disney Channel original movies,
it's because she was cool, dude. She was the level-headed one who was not mean to the weird kids like. In everything she was in. I'm not kidding. She was typecast as that. Like legit. As like the level-headed person. So
yeah, no,
there you go.
Like when I told Lacey that I was like, oh yeah, like back in like middle school, high school, like every time Allison Stoner showed up on something, I was like,
she gave you an Allison boner.
Fair enough.
Fuck. Okay.
Anyway, she's a child. Let's move on.
She's
In
not
this movie,
anymore.
she's an adult.
Yeah, she's an adult now, so it's okay to make that
It's
joke.
age appropriate.
It's more than it's welcomed. Because we're a comedy show. I'm gonna make jokes about Allison Boner, okay? Anyway, back to the DComs in general. Like, Franny, before we get into like the nitty gritty of the movie, I'm just curious, where does this land on your DCom list?
I mean, this one is way higher than most. This is like quality Disney Channel.
So
movie.
Whoa,
like read and weep, lower, higher. Like, where does this
Lower.
land?
That feels like
13th year.
way lower.
What?
But good, but like way lower. Like this is like my Disney.
Bro, I loved 13th year. That was the first. That was.
I'm
That's a good
a
one.
Phantom of the Megaplex guy because it's so bad, but it's about a movie theater. Like, of course, I'm just gonna be like Allison boned out. You know what I mean? I was so into it.
But no, I mean this one was like made for me.
Yeah, it really was.
It
I mean,
made
it
me-
genuinely
yeah.
was.
It made
This
me-
is a product
Yeah.
first. So for those who want to hate on it like a normal film like us, keep that in mind. It's like literally
It
a
made
product.
me like wish I had any sort of musical talent.
Which also, every person at that music camp, they're like, "Oh no, you have to sing, you have to dance, you have to be able to do all."
It's
the
like, why is the
stage
drummer
equipment,
got
you
to
gotta be
learn to
able
dance? I don't
Yeah, like,
understand.
what the
It's
fuck?
Let him be a drummer.
It's the whole package. Of
But it's a
Hollywood.
forced package, right? Like it's a
Yeah.
weird setup. And
But-
what is Allison Stoner's character who like I don't know makes Nintendo beats on her computer?
Yeah.
What does she have to do with dancing or singing? Because she literally just like made the Castlevania theme, and everybody was like,
There's also there's like a scene where they show like there's only like 6 characters that actually get lines, and they just
"Oh, it's
keep
weird
showing
because
them every-
there's more people who get songs in this movie than get lines."
Yeah,
like
it's
the
funny.
like the Peggy character is the winner in the end, and she had like 4 scenes, and all of them were in the montage while she was singing.
yeah.
They were feeding off the hype of High School Musical. It had to be a musical.
Oh, I agree.
And it had to
but,
be
but
a-
it
it had to be
could have
a-
been less songs. It could have been more focused on a certain
The
group of
dialogue
characters.
definitely could have been better. Like
Yeah.
the script could have been
If they
better.
would have just leaned into like 6 teens, you know, the Jonas Brothers characters, Mitchie, the Mean Girls, and like the rapper kids, zone in on those characters.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit more, because what we got was like Demi Lovato's character just bombing the fuck around
It
and
was
lying
shitty
all
Mean
the time.
Girls.
It was like bad Mean Girls, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the one Mean Girl, like her song where she's like doing this chicken wing thing with her arm the whole time. That looks so
Too cool for you.
I'm
That
too
song-
cool to use my arms. Like, what is this? What
I feel
is
like
this?
there was girls like that, like in middle school, though. For
Yeah.
real.
But the arm, the dance is what blows my mind.
I remember girls doing that all the time.
like genuinely doing it.
No, I
Yeah.
believe Kenny Ortega did a lot of the work on this. I know he didn't direct it, but that's the guy who kind of spearheaded. He's like the Kevin Feige of DCOM musicals. He did High School Musical and Lemonade Mouth and all that shit. And I know that he had a
Lemonade Mouth
hand.
slapped. I remember that being good
don't
when
know
I was a
that
kid.
one.
Aren't
I
you
don't
a little
remember.
old for that movie?
I don't remember.
I remember Holly
He probably.
watching
I
that
mean,
movie.
you've got siblings. You
Yeah.
probably came across it, but
Yeah.
it's not like you were in your room alone watching Lemonade Mouth,
I don't think so.
not on your
I hope
chalkboard
so.
walls.
My chalkboard wall, and I'm just like,
Let you just write Lemonade Mouth with like a lemon for the O.
yeah.
But no, it's not that. It's just Kenny Ortega usually, like, all jokes aside about how bad DCOM musicals are, the dancing is actually usually pretty comprehensive and like actually, like maybe goofy, but really good for what it is. What the fuck is this? I mean, I cannot believe that children watched that and were like, did they imitate that? It feels like the chicken dance. I don't know.
Probably.
That part to me like stood out so hard. Like so hard, because it actually is the goofiest thing in the whole movie. And there's a scene where a girl covers herself in flour, and that effectively disguises her, even though you can completely see her face. And then lies about it and says it's actually Chinese baby powder. Why? Do you mean baby powder? Because everything was manufactured in China, as Franny pointed out.
Because at that age, I feel like a lot of people want to be like popular and fit in, and like this was her chance, so she was just lying to try and fit in. Like I
know.
totally get that.
No,
Like,
it does make sense. The character arc makes sense, I think. I just think the execution was very
Yeah.
strange. Like, there's so many times
Yeah.
where she's like hiding her identity, and I just think like people recognize your voice and or hands. They've spent all summer with you. Like, if I'm holding a bag of chips, y'all are gonna figure out who it is. Like, especially if you see me all the time, and I was one of your friends that that you just like randomly fucking blew off.
But my question is, like, a lot of the reasoning behind stuff, like, there's no through threads on any of the things that are fucking happening.
There are some. The Shane Gray through thread, like, as far as how bad that character is, he makes sense from point A to point B to point C.
So as far as like the Allison Stoner character, literally they talk for 5 seconds in the first like day.
Yeah.
And then they don't really talk again until Mitchie's become a bad person. A plastic.
Well,
and then Allison Stoner is like all hurt, and it's like, bitch, you knew her for 12 seconds.
Yeah.
No, it's because Allison Stoner used to be friends with Tess and knows how bad being friends with Tess can be. So she feels
But
like
why didn't she just come
her.
out on Front Street with that? I know that that's something that's said, but why not approach that first? She's always like,
they're high school girls.
But also, why doesn't
that's
she do
exactly
that?
why it would be approached
Why
first.
doesn't she do that with the other 2 girls? She's only acting like that with Mitchie.
Well,
she's
to be-
only
And because she's gay.
Wait,
Okay, Allison Stoner's gay. We don't know about the character,
But the character, I've always
anyway, that's not the point.
Mitchie. But anyway,
I get what you're right. You're right about one thing. It wouldn't make any sense she talked to those other girls because assumingly she used to hang out with Tess and those other girls. So
for sure.
that's the
but
assumption
there's
that I
nothing
made.
that said that those other girls have been around with Tess since day one. Because Tess is walking around by herself.
There's some of that
in the
because
first episode.
those are the girls
first
that
episode, the first day.
those girls teach her so many rules about the camp, like inner working social cues. So that you can assume from that they've been there before. You can also assume from the tightness they had with fucking Chicken Wing that they knew her before that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stamp that part's explained. The part that isn't explained is how Allison Stoner is so fucking butthurt that she's not hanging out with. It's like you don't even know who this is.
Or like when the camp the uncle is like shown to be super cool with like Mitchie and Allison Stoner. I can't remember. I know Demi Lovato's character's name is Mitchie, but I cannot remember Allison Stoner's character's name. But the uncle who runs the camp or whatever is like, he's like, you guys can't do anything until after Final Jam. And it's like he's giving them a message, obviously, but it's like there's been nothing to show that he's like super fucking tight with them.
I think he knew that Tess girl was bullshit. You know what I mean?
her name is Caitlin, by the way. The
Caitlin.
character.
I think he knew that the Tess Tyler chick was bullshit.
Yeah,
but
because he's been running the camp.
I mean,
and
like
Tess has
how?
been
But
there.
how can he like address that to a child? Like, quit lying! Like, what is he gonna do? Like, attack this child of a famous celebrity? I think he was just like, well, we'll just pull them because they kind of got caught red-handed, and then they'll just perform at the very
And
end.
I think he just felt bad for Mitchie too.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody saw that public
Yeah.
explosion. He even went to Shane afterwards, like, dude, you had a meltdown after you found out that girl was lying to you. What's up with that? And I think he saw all that happen.
He learns through the grapevine about.
Ew, I hate that. I hate that he knows like camp gossip.
No. Not
But that
the
is a
uncle.
part of it,
Shane
though.
Gret. Like,
Yeah.
it's Joe Jonas's character. He's like acting so hurt. He's like, you lied to me? Like you said, and it's like, no. She said at one point to a couple of other people, you were not there. You've been avoiding
She
the rest of the
verified it
group.
on the lake though.
Yeah.
When they were
She
canoeing, he
actively
talked to her
lied
about
to
it. He's
him.
like, you get it because you're somebody who's from like,
Yeah, but all she does is go like, oh yeah, that's
that's called
still lying.
That's called lying.
But it's still like he seems so hurt by this lie that like grand scheme of things doesn't fucking matter. What does her mom being famous have to do with her being
But
friends with you?
It's the fact that he's always lied to because all of his friends are like fake and
Yeah,
want to
and,
be
like, they
famous.
bonded over
and then he
that.
bonds over somebody who like also it kind of has like a rich background. Just to find out that she was lying about it, it's like, well, what the fuck else are you lying about? Like, how can I even trust you? You lied to me about something so simple that never affected my opinion of you. I'm on Shane's side with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
If you lie about one simple thing like who your parents are, what else have you said that was just a lie?
And it's
you know?
somebody who's lied to by the public constantly to try to get into his inner circle, right? Because he's a fucking teen pop star. So like, you know, he's got that Justin Bieberism, like, who the fuck's my friend? Who gave me Lyme disease? Whatever it may be. So I kind of get that aspect. Another thing I had an issue with the movie, right, was like the scene where he hears Mitchie sing for the first time. Okay. He's running away from from just loose girls, which is obviously terrifying. I just really want to like take that scene and like overlay it with Atreus becoming the bull, you know? Just like he's really like running for his life, it looked like. Yeah. But then he hides behind a single branch. And they all just stand there.
It's like six
for like
girls
the majority for the majority of the song.
Yeah, they don't run off right away. Like and you would think they would. They stand there just looking. For
and what's crazy is the scene.
Them.
The scene works if they had just run off and he had sat there and continued to listen to Mitchie sing.
Yeah,
the scene works better. But now it's like, oh, they're just terrible at looking. Like they don't even know how to look directly because he's hiding. Like this is him hiding. This is how much coverage he had. The fucking mic stand, okay? And they never saw him. And then they're like, then they all just collectively decided he must be that direction. Why do that? Because it didn't even have to be that way. Like just making them run off and not see him is just as effective, if not more. So also tons of weird choices like that in the movie too.
Could they not get
it's a Disney Channel original movie. What do you expect?
Could they not get a second camp counselor that could sing? Because at no point in time, the lady camp counselor who keeps coming up and she's like, oh, yeah, so we're going to do the thing and we're going to jam and then holler.
Oh, that lady's the fucking worst, dude.
Yeah, dude. But it's like, isn't everybody supposed to be like teaching people? They never show what classes she runs. She never actually sings or anything. She just exists there to be suburban white lady.
I feel like she's like supposed to be like the overarching like events coordinator just based on the fact that she's always coordinating the events. But, you know.
I love the breakdown you get for that.
I mean, she's literally there at the top of every event. Like, we pulled this event together to have you kids rock the fuck on. Like, that's like how
she's
is
like
every
their
time.
hype lady.
Yeah, she's
that's
like,
her purpose. Is
let's
just
get
to be the
fucking
hype
Liddy
girl.
as a titty. Or, you know, she says some other shit trying to be youthful. Whatever the 2010s version of that or 2008 version of that is.
They just kept saying holla.
Pimpadelic. You know, shit like that.
I think at that point it was raw and
raw
awesome
XD.
sauce, cool beans.
I still will totally accept Cool Beans. Cool Beans is still in the is in the.
But now it's ironic, and then it was
sure. I agree. Yeah. But
were they saying swag at 2008?
I
can't remember. I can't remember when that started.
Later.
All right, Franny, your favorite song from the movie?
This is real. This is me.
Okay, now
I'm
cut.
exactly.
We can't any more than 10 seconds and copyright.
Oh yeah, clearly she sounds just like Demi
Right.
Lovato. Will be struck immediately.
But that was definitely one like I had this CD.
I think they thought the "We Rock On" song was gonna like get into the general caliphate.
Wasn't
like,
good.
it just didn't work, or the "Start the Party" because they play it like multiple times.
Yeah.
I think that they knew that the end song was gonna have breaking free levels of like connecting with the audience, but they really thought all their songs were gonna do that. Not at all. No. I am certain that is the only song where if you pull aside like somebody our age, like what's a song you like from Camp Rock? They're like the song, the one that the whole movie's wrapped around. But I actually like the one that he sings with his band Connect 3. It's corny.
Yeah.
But I kind of dig that song.
Works,
I think it's a bop.
It was basically just a Jonas Brothers song, and I loved it for that.
I really want him to change. You know how he goes, oh no, like I just music's in never letting go. Oh no, I want him to go. I really want him to go. Never letting go. Fuck no. Like I just feel like it rolls off the tongue better. And if you ever perform that live, dude, add that bit of flavor.
Yeah.
It'll make the song less corny. And I'm never letting go. Fuck no.
I love that.
It works better. Yeah. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, that's fucking great.
It's about like the passion, right? That they all have for music. It's like wrapped literally into their souls, which is a cool song choice. Granted, a lot of the lyrics are really corny, but we're talking about a decom here.
Yeah.
But for me, that's like definitely the second tier song of the film. I think that's like the second best song of the movie. People can have their own. I mean, some people might like the weird raps or
No, they.
What's the one with the girl in the lunchroom where she gets up on the table and then she never speaks the whole movie?
I don't know, but I also like the "I'm too
My
cool
beau.
for you."
Is that it?
It's like if you want to be my beau, burn out.
Yeah.
It's something fucking ridiculous. It's so dog shit. Early 2000s, like K-pop.
It was trying really hard to be
pop.
like holler back girl. Like it was definitely going for them Gwen Stefani vibes.
It's like if you want to be,
or is that Fergalicious? Is that Fergie who did holler back girl? Or was that Gwen Stefani?
That was Gwen Stefani.
Ooh, I nailed that shit.
Yeah. B-I-N-I.
Okay, so Zayden, your favorite song
it's
from the
called
movie?
What It Takes. I've got a list of the songs right here.
You got what it takes to be
Okay, so
my
now
shit.
Yeah. Now that I've got this,
He's actively looking at the list, trying to decide.
oh fuck.
It's all right if it's the same song, you know. If
I
it's
agree
one of the
with
same
Logan and
songs.
Franny. I think those are my two top most favorite songs. From
They
this
might
movie.
be the only. I guess you could kind of like
So
the Peggy Girl song. I think that's fine.
The Peggy Girl,
that
the
was-
Here
that
I
was
Am,
good.
that
Kind
was
of had
really
like
good.
an Avril vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike. So as far as like
He's
the
about to
best
say
of
something
the-
so controversial. I
the
can
best
see it
of
in his
the rap
eyes.
songs was the Hasta La Vista song.
That song sucks.
It was
Ass.
so
It has such a good bop.
Hasta
was
la
a-
vista.
H-A-S-T-A
bop.
La Vista. Like, bruh, it was not good, but that's what I liked it like I like a Pitbull song.
I would have liked it better if it was called Pasta La Vista.
Oh my god.
Which also, when they're fucking throwing that plain spaghetti.
Oh,
like,
I
could you
mentioned that in my
imagine-
notes. The only reason they threw plain spaghetti is because the costuming department didn't want to ruin the clothes.
I fucking called. She was like, "Why are they throwing plain spaghetti?" And I'm like, "Costuming doesn't want to fucking
I was
clean
like,
the
that
clothes."
makes a lot
No,
of
it was,
sense.
they don't even
That's-
want to. Not only do they not want to clean the clothes, they want to reuse them in other Disney. Like
Exactly.
they're like, this will fit on other small teens who aren't
Yeah.
eating to be on our channel, to be on our network. Other hungry children could wear this just as easily. Throw plain spaghetti at that shit.
Yeah, but that's like she's like, isn't like her mom like a good chef? Like she's specifically trying to find good recipes, and they've got plain spaghetti
Yeah.
and fucking fruit salad,
Yeah,
and they're
it was
like,
such a- it
"Oh
looks
yes,
so
we're-"
bad. Rewatching it, I'm like, ooh.
It's like, what are they,
that does not look
bodybuilders? They're just
good.
fucking carb building, eating plain pasta.
But her mom does pop off with all the like decorations and shit.
She
She
does.
serves everything in
Which
like guitar
also,
cases.
she's the
like,
cook.
drink
Like, why is
fountains.
she doing all this decoration
drink
stuff?
fountains
Well,
that are
okay, she
trumpets,
wasn't-
right?
No,
No,
event
no.
director.
Let's go. Let Lisa go. Go ahead.
The drink fountains that are trumpets. I
Bro,
want 20.
she literally gasped when they poured fucking drinks out of that. She was like, "I love that."
Can I be honest
Like,
with you?
no.
Can I
That's
be okay? It was cool in theory, but when you look at it, it kind of looks like that machine that the Teletubbies get their goo out of.
Oh,
So
That's fine.
at the same
don't know
time,
Didn't they get cookies out of that machine? Or was
you talking about the Teletubbies or Camp Rock?
Teletubbies.
You're like, you just see
It's
Joe
like,
Jonas
I only
pulling
care about three
you see-
things in this world.
You see Joe Jonas pulling a cookie out of a trumpet. Oh God! You're like, wow, that's like a magic trick. You're like, no, welcome to Camp Rock.
Lisa's like, "I care about three things in this world: Pooh Bear, Hayao Miyazaki, and Teletubbies." Just fucking like, isn't that the cookies? What? I didn't even know they had cookies on Teletubbies.
You don't remember that?
No.
That wasn't a part of your
I
childhood?
remember they had a vacuum that I think they were
Yeah,
scared
and the
of.
baby
It had like a
son.
face or
But
something on it. And
We
I
are
hated it.
digressing hard.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah, but there's probably a reason for that. Okay, so your favorite song, you never even said, it was Hasta La Vista, right?
Hasta La Vista. Hasta La Vista was the best of the rap songs, which were all not great. But I do think the Here I Am, the one by the Peggy girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good.
The Avril, like, it's kind of like an Avril
Yeah.
moment for her. And then she won, and you get to the point where she wins, and you're like, wait, this movie was about her? Like, I don't even remember seeing her in the movie. Okay, guys, is there anything extra we wanted to add to this
I just
moment?
love it.
Let me pose another question, okay? Because I have a couple more things I want to say, but let's start with this question, all right?
Okay.
Guys, there's so many ridiculous scenes in Camp Rock. Which one do you think has like a viral ability power? Like, what's a scene you could take out of the movie that you could make into a delicious and powerful TikTok?
So,
I
Do
like
you wanna-
I like when they're getting off the bus and like everybody's like doing flips and shit.
Yeah, like the dude's drumming on the side of the
Yeah.
bus,
Yeah.
like that's gonna do anything.
and then like somebody just like for whatever reason break dances for like 20 feet, leans up against the car, and then like they literally circle the camera back, and then he's not there. Like, where did he go? He was just there 5 seconds ago.
he
also,
break
you're
danced
just
away.
Yeah, he
He's
breakdanced himself
fucking-
under the bus. He's like
under the bus.
slid
so that he
underneath
could
it.
get
They're like, oh my
Just
God.
hold on to the bottom and fucking go home.
It's
'cause
like
you
we
don't
thought he
even-
was doing the worm, but then he just slid right under the bus. It was crazy. We can't find him anymore. He's gone. That'd be nuts. Like, that's the big mystery. They're like, where'd that guy breakdance into?
It was super goofy, but I think when Demi like dramatically drops the bag of chips.
Oh, the
That could be a
fall.
TikTok.
How she's like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, also,
it's like me trying to act cool at my new job.
the water splashes like a little bit, and then she's fucking drenched. And
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like,
it's insane. There's literally
movie
chips
magic.
in her hair.
Yeah.
It's insane. For me, I think that the scene where you just walk over and you're meeting Alison Stoner's character for the first time, and she's like, I'm working on a little something, and she hits her keyboard and like 4 notes. It's like, beep, beep, beep. And there's like, wow, that was fucking amazing. It's like, what are you talking about? That was like a title screen of a video game, maybe.
That, like, I would love to see people like add different things to
Yeah.
that little, like, press the button and just like,
Oh yeah, that'd be
just
a
like
good one.
press the button.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Or just some like stupid ass music, like fucking, what's the one about the baby shark, right? She starts
Just
playing
like
Baby
press it,
Shark.
Baby Shark. I love it.
They're like, oh my God, wow, you should run this camp. I think that's probably the scene for me. What's the scene for you, Zane?
So, I think probably just like a full breakdown of like the stages of grief breakdown of like the dad telling her that she gets to go to Camp Rock. Like, because it's so ridiculous the way that he does. It's like,
I can't. We have to tell her. Yeah, he's like,
tell me what?
yeah.
Like,
And she's like on the verge of like, I'm going to kill myself. Like,
Yeah.
she's like so upset because her friend sucks and brags too much about how smart she is. Those friends suck. I'm glad that character, I'm sure. Does she come back in Camp Rock 2, Franny? The best friend character? Maybe Demi was like,
She didn't even come back for Camp Rock 1. She's in like 5
I
seconds.
know. Imagine being cast as like the best friend, and then it's like you have one scene where you're like, science is cool. Goodbye forever.
No, she speaks Mandarin, and that's how Demi
that's
gets
what it was. That's
how
what it was.
Demi says the Mandarin thing.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
You're right.
And that's her only purpose.
That's her only
in the
purpose.
menu.
It's true.
And-
It's true. It's true. So anything involving that character, it's just so sad, you know?
Yeah.
You're just on the back burner at that point. You don't matter. And you probably thought it was such a big break when you got it, because I don't even know who that actress is.
Not a fucking clue.
Not a clue. I also think that for it being hype about the Jonas Brothers and like in relation,
There's not much Jonas
there's
Brothers.
not like you get a little bit of an annoying thing with Kevin, right? Like Kevin being annoying and Nick being, I don't know, sensible. Is that his character's? Is
guess.
his motivation? He's a sensible guy. He's the one like keeping an absolute fucking idiot and a super pop star like together.
Dude, it's like the whole time I'm like, I could have sworn, like, if they're going to capitalize on the Jonas Brothers, you're going to have one song with them?
It's just it's a tough one, guys. But there's so much love within it. There really is. I get the hype from the fans, and there are a couple of bops in there. So, Franny, are there any last thoughts you want to give on Camp Rock before we drive off into the sunset, so to speak?
This movie's great. I love it. 10 out of 10. You know what? My score went up. 10 out of 10.
Should we review Camp Rock 2, you think?
No.
Then we're going to do it.
No.
If you're this against it.
No, it's so bad.
We can do High School Musical.
Which also,
There we go.
We've already covered I've covered High School Musical on a different channel, so maybe one of these days we'll come back around to
my
doing it
big
again.
question for Camp Rock 2, after the movie finished and the like things started up for Camp Rock 2, why is it that Nick and Kevin get older, but Joe becomes a literal child? It's ridiculous. I want to watch Camp Rock 2. I'm doing it now.
Okay, we're going to review it, I'm sure, after this shit show. Guys, Lacey, there wasn't anything you wanted to add, right, to the end of Camp Rock here?
Nah, I
Guys,
just like it.
It's good fun. It's bad movie, but good fun. We'll be right back with a little bit of a game. By the way, thanks for watching, y'all, and let us know in the comments what you think of Camp Rock and whether decoms we should deconstruct and basically shit on. But come on, it's out of love. We had such a great time. Thank you, Camp Rock. Hey kids, so we're going to do something a little bit stupid today. And the reason is in the movie, if you've actually watched Camp Rock, there's a scene where Joe Jonas's character, Shane Gray, is acting kind of like J.K. Simmons in Whiplash and just being a shitty, mean teacher by doing a dance routine one time and being like, why can't these kids figure this shit out? So Zane and I thought, well, maybe the kids are just stupid. I mean, come on. We all saw Camp Rock. Some of these kids are stupid. So maybe it actually is an easy dance scene. So Zane and I gave it a shot with the same rules that the kids had, only seeing it once or twice before actually committing to doing the dance. And, well, here are the results.
Around, so bored living in this tiny town. You said hell, yeah, thought you never ask. Forget about going out. A big night in with you is all I wanna do. A big night in with you is hitting drive-thrus. Night in with you is all I wanna do. A big night in with you is hitting drive-thrus. A big night in with you is watching Hulu. A big night in with
I am so sorry you all had to see that, but I am so thankful that you did. So make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below of different decoms that you want us to just tear to shreds or dance along to. And thank you to my friends for being on the pod today and everybody for watching it. And keep a lookout for us, guys. Maybe one day we'll post Camp Rock 2. Peace out.